Morning, Amy. You're on mute. Amy, can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, perfect. Okay, I'm gonna let everybody in.
Reason I'm in the iCuba hub.
Yes, okay. Yeah, I figure I'd put that up there while we were waiting
Okay.
for.
I was like,
Yeah, and then I'll stop sharing and then you can share your screen.
okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. We are going to give everybody an opportunity to join over the next several minutes. In the meantime, we've got our iHub, our benefits information hub up on the screen. Hopefully you are familiar with it. If you just joined the call, we're going to give it a few more minutes before Amy begins her presentation. In the meantime, you'll see on your screen our iHub, our iCuba Benefits Information Hub, which is a great resource. It has a resource tool for you. It's got information on all things iCuba. Okay, we will get started. My name is Emily Stovall. I'm from the iCuba team. I'm pleased to introduce Amy Dreyer. She's the Employee Wellness Coordinator for Blue Cross Blue Shield. She is going to take you through our Personify webinar today. If you have any questions, feel free to raise your hand, ask them throughout her presentation. You can also add them to the chat and we'll try to respond from there as well. As a reminder, we will report your participation in this webinar directly to Blue Cross Blue Shield for your personified $10 incentive credit. So with that, I will turn it over to Amy.
Thank you. All right, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So 1 second. And then feel free, if I'm going over something and anyone has questions about anything, feel free to jump in. And I don't think I can see the questions that come up, Emily, so you might have to, like, if something comes up, you might have to let me know.
Yes, I will.
But I can't see it. Let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes, we can see it.
Perfect. All right. So I am in this is a demo account. Just a reminder for those of you that have joined, or if you've never joined before, this is a demo account. So this is just for me to be able to show you, how to access different things, find different resources, and just kind of explore, personify, in case there's something that you're not sure how to do, or if you're more interested in learning about. This is what I will be going over today. So I'm just going to try to touch on a little bit of everything. And then, of course, if there's any questions about anything specific, I'm happy to answer questions and take a look at anything that might come up. So a lot of people just that participated in the Soul Food Stroll Challenge hosted by ICUBA. Those results came in last week, so congratulations to all those that made it to the final destination. You should have received an email letting you know about the rewards, the points that come through with the voucher code. And so I know we talk about this a lot, but for anyone that is not sure how to use their voucher code, I do try to send the instructions so it's easy to understand. But if you don't know how to do it, you basically just need to click on the blue button and you're going to plug in that voucher code here, and you should see the points. Once you hit the submit button, they'll show up automatically within 5 seconds. You should see like a little pop-up window saying that you've had that 10,000 points have been added to your account. So just watch for that. And then with your points, they do add up to the different levels, and once you hit these different levels, you will receive rewards cash. And I have had questions about points versus rewards cash, and if that will disappear if you don't use it. The points accumulate throughout this program year, so you have between April 1st and March 31st to earn as many points as you can. 60,000 points being the limit for the rewards. You can earn more points than 60,000 points, but you just wouldn't earn more than the $40 rewards here. So you would have 10, 20, 30, 40, and that equals 100 altogether. Once you earn that rewards cash, it stays in your account, and you can see your balance up here. That won't go away. It will roll over to the next program year, but your points will start back at 0. So I just want to make sure everyone understands that. It just gives you another opportunity to earn for the next coming program, and you can always save the rewards cash, or you can spend it as you want to. You can split it up if you want to spend a little bit now, spend a little bit later. You can do that as well. So there's not a time limit for the rewards cash. It's just the points. Once you start earning, you want to continue to earn throughout the year. And then ways to spend, you do have the option to shop the store. When you go click in here, you'll see different fitness apparel, wellness apparel, things that you can purchase with your gift cards. And so it's just a great way to explore. If there's something you need, if you need to watch, I think there's like, besides watches, I think there's like scales in here, and I think like headphones and things like that. So you can always check that out. If you don't want to use the store, you can always just get a gift card. So you can click on the gift card, and then there's a lot of options for you to choose from. Again, you can break it up. If you have $50 in your account, you can spend 25 at one place and 25 at another, however you want to split it up. But you do have the opportunity to split it up however you'd like to. Do pay attention when you click on these. Sometimes you might want to read. There are limitations or like an expiration date sometimes. Not all cards have them, but some do. So make sure you read the fine print when you're purchasing a gift card. I think I've seen an expiration, maybe like 6 months is the smallest expiration I've seen. I can't remember which gift card it was, but just pay attention to that when you do purchase those and make sure you use it before the expiration date. You also have the opportunity to donate. So this is a fun opportunity. If you really have no need for more gift cards, if you just, want to do something different, there are options for donating your rewards cash. So you can take a look at those in here as well. Are there any questions about points versus rewards cash and how that is tracked and how you earn that? I'm going to call out these again. I've talked about these the last several times, but I just want to make sure everyone sees these. These are great resources available up here in the daily card section. So several of these have been created specifically for IQVIA because it's highlighting these really great resources. And you can also plug in the voucher code that we just talked about. You can plug this voucher code in on the rewards page, just like we talked about. And you would also get points for just learning about these different resources. So you have to click on the information that says take me there, and you can access this great cancer journey guide where it tells you all about how to navigate through, whether you're taking care of somebody that's going through cancer, or somebody, or you yourself are going through it. So this is just a great way to find all the resources available to IQVIA. I know it can be overwhelming for any benefit if you're looking into anything, whether it's weight loss solutions, cancer screenings, things like that. All this information is going to be available, and it's just a really great resource for you to have at your fingertips. So you don't have to go digging for it. You don't have to go looking for it. You don't have to reach out to anybody. It's all the information is here. And so again, you can use that voucher code to plug that in just by learning about that. Another one that is specific to IQVIA is the behavioral health benefits are now accessible just like you would be looking for your like a medical provider when you're looking in My Health Toolkit. You can search for them there. Again, this is the same thing. You would click the blue button and it would take you to My Health Toolkit, and you can learn how to find behavioral health provider just like you would any medical provider. And again, you do have the opportunity to plug in the voucher code for these as well. And then this is a team challenge. This one is going on. It's for anybody on Personify. So if you missed it, don't feel like you're missing an IQVIA challenge. This is open to anybody within Personify. So I don't have reporting on this, and there's no specific points rewarded for this. It's just for fun. It's just a way for you to challenge yourself, get involved. If you like to be challenged, or if you want to challenge your colleagues in another challenge, feel free to join this one as well. I believe it started on the 6th, so you can still jump in. I think there's probably about 10 days left for this one, but feel free to jump in if you're always looking for a different challenge. And then this is another resource. Aetna is EAP specific to IQVIA. So just like the iHub, there's a lot of great resources within this platform. If you're also looking at the benefits page, you can also find more resources here. Quest is an important one if you need to go to get your biometric screening done and your school doesn't have any of the on-site screenings, then this is a great way to earn that reward. Also to learn about your health, knowing your numbers is very important. So this is a great resource as well. So with Quest Diagnostics, you do have the opportunity to download a physician's results form. So if you go get your blood work done, so let's say you set up an appointment, you have your physical or your annual health checkup completed, and you get your blood work done. So your lipids, your blood glucose, your BMI, things like that, all that is done. And whether it's at a lab or anything like that, you get your results and you take that form to your doctor. Your doctor has to sign that form, and that form is very specific because it has a barcode specific to IQVIA. And so you want to make sure that you're actually using this physician's results form. And so when you go into Quest Diagnostics, if you click the blue button, it'll take you to their sign-in page. So if you don't have an account, you have to create one, and you can follow the steps down here. Or you can log in if you have created an account, and you've done this in the past. And so you just need to pay attention to the dates. Make sure that your screening that you're submitting has been done between the dates of March of this year between February of next year. So you can get the credit and you get the $100 for the biometric screening, and then also $50 rewards cash if you go get your annual health checkup. So just pay attention to the dates, and then if you do go to your doctor to get that done, or if you go to a facility, once you get your results sent in, then you can submit that form to your doctor with your results. Your doctor can plug in those results on that piece of paper, sign it, and then send it into Quest. And so that's how we know that you got your biometric screening done. Your doctor has seen those results, he signed that paper, and then that's when that reward comes over. So I know there's been some confusion. I think some people think that, oh, I went to a Quest lab and I had a screening done, and so they just automatically assume that, you know, they went to Quest and the results are going to be sent over. And it's not quite how it works, just because of the way the program is set up. The doctor does have to see those results, and they do have to sign at the bottom of that physician's results form. And once that's signed and sent over to Quest, that's when everything kind of triggers, and we know that you've had this completed. The information is sent to Blue Cross Blue Shield, and then it goes into Personify. So it does take a little bit of time too. Some people will reach out to me, you know, 1 or 2 weeks after they have their blood drawn, and they are looking for the reward. It does take a little bit of time because, again, the doctor has to send that into Quest. It takes a little bit of time for that to process, and then it also takes a little bit of time for that to get back over to Personify. So just allow 4 to 6 weeks sometimes for that. It might be sooner. It could be 3 weeks, but just allow a little bit more time for that reward to show up if you have a blood screening. Are there any questions about the biometric screening process?
Yes, good afternoon. I have a question.
Sure.
I did mine like a couple months ago, and I have not received the what's it called? The money for that. So I
Okay.
wanted to ask if there's anything that I can do to kind of like send it again. I have a copy of what my doctor did when he filled out.
Okay.
I wanted to see if I am able to send that to you or to somebody. How would that work?
I just wrote your name down, and I will go ahead after this call. I will follow up and see what I can learn about, you know, if something is missing. If you did send that form in and your doctor sent the form to Quest, then you should
Yeah.
have received the reward by now. So I will definitely follow up and see if I can figure out what's going on, why that reward hasn't shown up yet, and I can reach out to you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Hey, Amy.
Yes.
I just posted a question, but for the health checkup, once you see the PCP and go through the insurance and all that, how does that money get credited? Is there any additional step that needs to be done on our end?
No, so that is processed through claims. So if you go to your doctor and you say, you know, I need my annual health checkup, that claim will be processed, and that's what kind of triggers it to show up on Personify. Every once in a while, we do have to investigate a little bit because maybe the doctor didn't code, or that doctor's office didn't code your health checkup the correct way. So it could show up as more of like a diagnostic visit rather
Okay.
than a health checkup. So we can definitely look into that. I'll write your name down.
Okay,
Then,
thank you.
you know, like, was it your annual health checkup, or did you go in for another reason?
No, it was annual, you
Okay.
know, just a regular follow-up.
Okay.
I did a blood test and then I met with the doctor.
Okay, I will definitely look into that. And again, yeah, sometimes it just has to do with how it's coded with the claims. And so there's a select number of codes that come across and that are flagged as a health
Okay,
checkup. So sometimes
thank you.
it doesn't fall into that specific category. It can be seen as not a regular health checkup, but something else. So I'll look into that and let you know what I find out.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
Huh? Anybody else? So, over a great another fun way, I think they're fun. I do journeys pretty often on my Personify platform. So again, this one's a demo, so I haven't been as active in this one. But if you have not done journeys, this is a great way. You can also earn points, and it's also a good way to improve your habits. You know, whether it's something you want to improve on a daily basis, it'll help you, it'll walk you through that. Journeys are similar to healthy habits, very similar to healthy habit tracking, but it takes place over a longer period of time. So you're doing one step each day, you just log in each day, and you're getting information. Sometimes it's a video, sometimes it's a small article, or just like a few paragraphs of information, just letting you know, educating you on a specific topic. And then hopefully you can also, you have the opportunity to add a healthy habit for tracking purposes. So probably midway through your journey, it will provide a healthy habit tracker if that's something you're interested in. If not, it's a great educational resource. So this is the one that I clicked on, I think, last time. And so you can, it's going to provide information, educational information. You're going to read through it. And again, you're just going to do one step per day. So this, you're going to read through, and you click got it, and then it'll tell you, so you can get points for completing your steps. And then you can see here how it's asking me to add a habit. And if you want to do that, you can. If not, you just say no thanks. And you can also see that the steps that you've completed over here on the left-hand side. So this one, I've completed 5 out of 10. I need to get to 10 to get the final, to complete that journey and earn those points for that. And so again, you can also add a healthy habit here if you want to.
Amy, Charlie has a question.
Sure.
Charlie, if you'd like to unmute.
Hi, I have a question. So, I have the app downloaded on my phone, but I noticed that I guess when it updates, it like logs me out automatically. So then it's not really counting whatever syncs into like my access health for everything, like steps and blah 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 per day. So then when it's like logging me out, it doesn't trigger like the notifications and like check my stuff on the app. I was wondering if that's like a known issue or anything like that, or
I can't hear you. That's, I could hear you at the beginning and then it kind of went away.
sorry.
Okay.
I noticed that I have the app downloaded on my phone, but I guess when it updates the app or whatever, it logs out every time. So I don't consciously go in until I need to, like, I don't know, check on my rewards or something else and do my daily stuff. But usually it triggers a notification to check on certain things. But since I'm logged out, it doesn't trigger a notification. I'm just wondering if that's like an issue at hand with the app.
No, I haven't seen that. I can definitely look into that for you. What kind of, do you have an Apple or a
Yeah,
phone?
I have an iPhone 15 Pro Max, so I mean, I leave it running updates.
I
But
can't hear you. I'm sorry.
sorry, I have an iPhone 15
Okay.
Pro Max. I let it update my apps as it needs to, but every time I notice that when it updates, it just logs me out every time. So I thought that was very weird. But I always have to consciously go into the settings and have it sync the health information, because when you have the app running and you're walking, counts your steps and certain things like that. It doesn't do that all the time when I'm logged out. So
Yeah, it shouldn't be logging you out every time. When you are logged in, does it sync? Like if you have a device synced?
yeah, I have my Apple Watch and I have my iPhone, but I mean, it's only until I manually like sync it together when it will update. But when I'm not logged in, it's not going to notify me to like do my
Right.
daily stuff and cards and stuff. So it's like I'm not as active as I wanted to be because every time it logs me out. So I thought it was weird.
Okay. So I can submit a ticket for you and see if there's something going on. Or, and I can also ask too, like if anyone else is experiencing this, you know, within the company, or, you know, if they've heard of any other situations like this, but I can submit a ticket for you and see if there's something that might be going on. But
Okay,
yeah, it
thank
shouldn't be logging out every time.
Yeah, because I thought it was strange because you know how sometimes it suggests you to do like these challenges or
Yeah.
whatever, like these walks to Europe or Asia or whatever. Like I stopped getting those notifications since I've logged it logs me out. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's frustrating. Okay.
Amy,
Um,
another
yeah.
question in the chat as well. This one is regarding the tracking sleep. This individual is tracking their sleep manually. They're wondering if this is the reason why they're not getting the points for tracking sleep. I can provide it separately, but does that make a difference whether it's tracked manually or not?
No, sleep shouldn't be. I know there are like when you're participating in a challenge, it depends on how you're tracking it. If it's just a healthy habit, you can track it manually. If you're in a challenge, a lot of those challenges like to have verified information. So verified just means, you know, if it's coming across through your Apple Watch or your Garmin or something like that, or if you have a specific app that you're tracking these things. But if you're just doing a healthy habit tracking, you can manually. I mean, that's a lot of it is mostly manual tracking for these. So, so this is all manual tracking. You would just plug in yes, and so you can see that there's points being added. So healthy habit is a lot of manual tracking. Challenges, on the other hand, if you're doing a sleep challenge, that might be different because a lot of the challenges like to have verified information. So is this member able to chime in? Are they trying to do a challenge or is it just healthy habit tracking?
Let me see.
Okay. I'll go to the rewards. And I just wonder too if there's maybe a limit to like how much they can.
And it looks like I have a screenshot. It's tracked. They're getting the points for tracking sleep manually, which is 10 points. And then there's another for tracking sleep nightly. And then another for tracking sleep 7 hours in a night, which is more points, 50. I'm wondering if potentially you have to do it a certain number of days in a row in order to get the points. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Sleeping more than 7 hours in a night. So have they slept 7 hours consecutive? You know, like I wonder if
Right.
it's consecutive. Yeah, that one I'm not quite sure about.
Okay, I'm going to get the individuals. I have the name and the address, and
Okay.
we will, yeah, we'll follow up.
I will follow up. A lot of times before I reach out to our product team, I like to learn too. So if anyone ever, if you're kind of stumbling, you know, and you're just like, why isn't this working the way I think it is? There is this FAQ page that I often visit because sometimes, you know, the questions like this where I'm like, why is it doing that? That's a great resource. So you can always type in something like this and see what comes up. And sometimes it'll lead you, you know, down a rabbit hole and you learn more than you need to know, or you don't find anything. So if you don't, if you're not finding what you need, then that's a good time to reach out to me. Sometimes Personify Health can help with specific stuff specific to the platform. If it has to do with like you're missing rewards, that's something that I can help with. Personify, since everyone's Personify platform, Akuba's is a little bit different than some other people's that might have Personify through Blue Cross Blue Shield. It's a little bit different. So rewards, it's a good way, or that's a good topic for me to look into. If you're missing anything like that, if it's something to do with technology or something specific to the app, this FAQ is really good because you can search for things. Or you can always chat with an agent, and this is like AI operated. And I've done this before where you just kind of type a question and then it comes up. And so that's another option, but we don't have to do that now, but I'm happy to look into why this person is having to log or is getting logged out every time.
Okay.
So
Thank
it should
you.
be-
We'll get an email address.
Thank you. Any other questions about that? Um, um, these are, this is the media library, and this, I feel like, is kind of like a hidden gem. There's a lot of information and resources on here, and it's just, they're all really short. So I like to look in here every once in a while, just kind of see, because they do change these up every, I don't know what the cadence is, but they do change these up pretty often. And so there's a variety of topics that you can listen to, like this one is talking about men's health, and that's something that's not really broadly discussed. Um, there's a lot of information about women's health. There's some men's health. Uh, there's also just like, I don't know what you call it, like background noise. If you like something, if you're, trying to learn how to meditate or be mindful, there's also like there's videos on that. There's pelvic floor strengthening, there's breathing exercises. So this is a really helpful tool, I think, if you're just like interested in learning about anything and everything. This is really your resource, and all the videos are, just a few minutes long. This one looks a little bit longer, but most of them are pretty short. So it's just a quick tidbit, of information. So don't forget about the media library. And then I wanted to look at the devices and apps. Last time, by accident, we kind of stumbled upon this, but this has been asked about in the past. The Aura Ring has now been added to the devices, and I found out about it by looking at this because somebody asked about it and I didn't know it was there, but then we found out the next day that, Personify did let us know that this has been added because it's kind of been popular, high in demand. So for those of you that have an Aura Ring, that's exciting because I know a lot of people have been asking for that. So if you're looking to connect a device, that's the easiest way to get points just for, it automatically syncs to your Personify account. So I have an Apple Watch, and so I sync with Apple Health. So you just have to click on the device or the app that you want to sync to, and it will walk you through how to set that up. And it's pretty seamless. Takes maybe a minute to get that synced up, and you can choose in your settings too, like when you go in, what you want to track. So I track my steps and I think my minutes of activity. So you can always track more if you wanted to. Sleep, that's important to you. So just know that that's a really good way to, just by doing your normal activities, or if you're one that exercises a lot, you can earn points pretty quickly just by syncing your device, and then you wouldn't have to manually track it. It just automatically syncs up as long as you're logged in. So unfortunately, like Charlie was saying, he's having trouble. His steps and activities aren't adding up because he's having to log in every single time. So once he does log in, then that's when it syncs up. So if you're actively going into your account, checking on things, then everything will sync up right away. And then for stats, so again, talking about the manual tracking versus syncing a device, this is another great place where you can track your activity, or if you want to track your cholesterol, if this is something that you get checked on a regular basis, you can always track it here. And that way, once you click into it, you can track your progress, things, how things are going, and you can always switch back and forth. But you would see your activity here, and you can be able to track over a certain amount of time. So you can change from week to month. But if you don't have anywhere else to track this information, this is a great place to do that. Are there any questions about anything that I've talked about so far? My care checklist, this is another great tool just for keeping track of your appointments, anything that you might have upcoming or that you've done in the past and you can't remember when you did it. If you're like me, I have 14 calendars and sometimes I forget which calendar I put it in. So this is a great place where you can track all these things because it's specific to your health. So your flu, if you're due for your flu vaccine, you should get a little reminder. It will pop up if you have the app downloaded. You'll get a reminder popping up. It's connected to my watch, so sometimes I get little pop-ups on my watch reminding me that don't forget to get your flu shot. You got it last time in October. So, I did recently get my flu shot because I remembered, oh yeah, I got that last October. So there's different things that you can always plug in here and you will get those reminders once you set that in. There's no points associated with these. It's just a great resource for you to track those appointments and keep track of your health. The sleep guide and nutrition guide. These are very specific. I think they're similar to journeys, but specific to nutrition and sleep. So I enjoy doing these too. If you are looking for something different and you want to try something different, you can track. You can always look into this. Again, you're going to be earning points for doing these different activities within the platform, but you can try different activities. So again, it adds a healthy habit if you want to track that. Go back to this. You can set your bedtime. There's going to be sleep tips that's available. And again, you can just track what you're doing here, and it's very similar to a journey, but specific to sleep. And so you can always change your profile, like what you're interested in focusing on regarding sleep. So if you are somebody that has trouble getting to bed, then you can click on that, and it'll provide healthy habit tracking, and then a little bit more information and education around that. And then similar to the sleep guide is the nutrition guide. You can choose your profile so you can focus on what you are interested in. If you want to focus on being a mindful eater, or maybe you need to focus really on meal planning. If you're not one, if you're one that maybe struggles with this and you really want to begin doing this, you can get add healthy habits for setting up your prep, and then doing different things within the nutrition guide. So if you're following the nutrition guide, you're working through the program, it's going to walk you through these different things. And then as you're doing these and completing them, you're going to be earning points along the way. And so those points you can see if you're participating in a nutrition guide or sleep guide. So sleep, you'll see here. And nutrition will be up here. If anyone has not set up their topics of interest yet, this is a great way to kind of personalize your platform, your personify. So first of all, when you complete the personal health assessment, it's going to ask you, several questions about your current lifestyle, like if you're eating fruits and vegetables on a daily basis, if you're exercising, things like that. So that information plus setting your topics of interest is going to sort of customize or personalize your personify experience based on how you answer your questions, and then also based on what you choose for your topics of interest. It's going to provide education and information. So like the daily card section, that will sort of be served up, to the topics that you're interested in learning about, or areas that you need to focus on. So if anyone has not taken their personal health assessment, you can take this at any point, but that does unlock your rewards on your rewards page. So first of all, it's a great way to learn about your current health, and also it unlocks your rewards, and then it also sort of customizes your platform, and then you'll get a grade at the very end. And so if you are struggling, with some things, this one is showing medium risk. It will also provide high risk or low risk information. So you can see here that you can click on any of these things. So if preventative care is something you're struggling with, you can get more information on that. For safety, and sometimes they offer up healthy habit tracking that you can do. But again, that PHA and then setting your personal interests is a great way to sort of customize your Personify, because not everyone's Personify, the platform itself, the overall look, the dashboard is going to look the same, but the information that you're going to be receiving is going to be different than maybe your colleague, because of, you know, if you're focused on sleep and your colleague is focused on lowering cholesterol, you might have different daily cards served up to you, different healthy habit tracking that's available, or anything that you might, you know, be interested in is going to be a little bit different than what your neighbor or your colleague is looking at. So keep that in mind when, if you haven't done that yet, I would highly recommend that. Setting that up. You can also set things up in your profile. This one is just, you know, you can set well-being goals. You get points for this as well. The nicotine-free agreement, and then as long as we have an email in here, and that will help you get notifications too about anything Personify related. Let's see what else. The pillars. These are going to focus on the different topics. If you're interested in any of these, anything within these pillars, brain health is always something I'm interested in, and so you can find healthy habits that you can do for these personal challenges. You can create your own challenge if you're interested in something like that. So there's a lot of different ways to stay active within Personify Health and challenge yourself, challenge your colleagues. You can set up different short challenges if you're available, or if you want to do that. So you can also create and invite friends and colleagues to do that if you'd like. If you wanted to do something in between the different IQVA challenges, you're more than welcome to do that. Again, it's for fun. It's to kind of keep get you out of your comfort zone, try different things, you know, make it fun with your colleagues. And there's different topics that you can choose from. So it doesn't have to always be steps. It could be, you know, tracking your workouts, tracking your sleep, are you tracking your sips, you know, water every day? Are you taking a break from alcohol and drinking more fluids? Are you trying to do more brain games, things like that? So there's a lot of different options in here to stay active and earn points throughout the year. Are there any questions about anything that we've talked about so far?
I don't see any questions in the chat either.
Okay. I think I must have set this up last time I was in here. So this is a challenge, and you can, I think I was just trying to click around on different things. And so if you are interested in creating a challenge, or if you get an invite to do a challenge, this is where you would find that. So you can always click join. If you're looking for a friend, click on friends. You can search for people within the platform. Oops. But you do have the opportunity to create your own if you just want to do like challenge somebody to a one-day super stepper, or if it's something you want to do over the weekend or weekday, you can do that. So those are the step challenges. They're a little bit different than the healthy habit challenges. The healthy habit challenges will go back to the healthy habit page that we were looking at when we were talking about manually tracking things. So you have all these different topics that you can focus on. So if you're focused on your cholesterol that you want to do, you can challenge somebody, or if you just want to challenge yourself to do something different, you can. So you can view the challenge rules, and that information will be provided here. It'll tell you how to set it up. Then you have the opportunity to invite other people. If you want to do that, you can. You can do it on your own if you like. Again, it's a manual tracking, so just like the healthy habit tracking that we were looking at before. That's where you'll be tracking it. So it will show up over here. And just so you know, you can always turn these off and on. So like the social connections, you know, this is something I just saw on the previous page, and it's, you know, I'm not really paying attention to that, so I'm going to stop tracking that for now. So you can always remove things if you're not really, if you have too many things happening at once, maybe save it for later. Oh, I'm doing a really good job about this. I don't need to track this anymore. If it's become a healthy habit, it's not something you really necessarily need to track anymore. Or I think you can add up to 20 if you need to, if you want to, if that's something you want to do. I think that's a lot for me, but some people might like that. So you do have the opportunity to turn these off and on at any point. And clean things up. Go back to benefits page. If there's something that you look at often, you can always favorite it and put it in so you can see it on your homepage. So I think I favorited Quest. Yeah, so I put it on my benefits. So you can click on which ones you want to save. And so it puts you can put a little heart by it and it will show up. These are ones you often go to. So again, this is a really great resource. If you can't, it's a lot of this information is going to be in the iHub, but if you're in Personify Health too, you can also find a lot of the information here. So you're not having to click around to different places. You just have to click, start now, and it'll take you to Aetna for EAP information. Again, just providing more places for you to get access to these great resources. So you don't have to go looking for everything. And I'm currently working on, for some reason, I'm having trouble. I'm going to be adding these monthly, so they show up on your events calendar, so they should show up here. But I have had a lot of troubles getting this set up for some reason. It worked the first time I did it, and now it's not working. So I'm working with Personify to figure out what's going on. But once I get that figured out, you will see these webinars pop up on your events calendar. And so that way you can keep track of, like, if you can't remember when it is, they happen once a month, and they're usually the third Thursday of the month, unless we have to move it to a different day for some reason, but pretty much the same time every month. So just keep an eye out for that. We'll get that little glitch figured out so you can see it on the calendar on a regular basis. Daily cards. I know we went through this IQVIA ones, but again, this is, just want to call out too, like if you completed your PHA and you selected your topics of interest, again, these daily cards will change up every day, and they'll be specific to things that you are interested in, that you clicked on, or that you've selected, with your topics of interest, or it's something that you need to focus on based on how you answered your PHA. So again, just for going through these different daily cards, you can earn points just for getting information. It'll either be a got it button, so you're getting information provided to you, or it will have a short little tidbit of information, and then there'll be like a small question, a true or false question, and you would just have to answer that, and you would earn your points. So talking about sleep, 7 to 9 hours. So just providing information, making sure that you're aware of pieces of information. Most people know, you need 7 to 9 hours, but some people don't. So it's just providing information that you've selected, whether it's your topics of interest or if it's something that you need to focus on based on how you answer the questions in the PHA. And then it also gives you the opportunity to create a challenge if you'd like to. So a lot of these will stay here until you've selected it, but the other ones that are not specific to IQVIA, they should change each day, so you get more educational pieces or resources popped up in those daily card sections every day. Any other questions about anything?
Question, is it possible to add more daily cards than what now appears?
The daily cards are added by Personify, so
Oh, okay.
If you're
Okay.
actively going through them, then you should get new ones every day. So if you're someone that really likes to look through these and you're clicking on it, then you should get new ones every day.
Yeah, I was just wondering if it's always limited to only two active, daily cards. That's all.
Okay. You see two? Because mine shows 10.
I can hear you.
You only see two when you go in yours?
Yeah, the daily cards. I mean, the only other thing I see is my the lantern, the surgery care, which and the diabetes too, which um I've gone through those things already, so I don't know why they keep showing up.
Oh, so are you saying like you're seeing the same two cards every day?
No, no, no. I was just wondering if there could be more daily cards instead of just two daily cards. That's all.
So
I only get two a day.
yeah, that's weird. This one is showing 10.
Oh, those are considered daily cards
Yeah.
too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Never mind. Okay.
Anybody else have any questions? I think we're about at time, so if anyone has questions, I'm happy to help.
Yes, we're at time. If you have any further questions, please reach out to your HR benefits team personnel. They know how to reach both Amy and the ICUBA team. As a reminder, as shared earlier today, we will track your attendance for this webinar today and report that to the Personify team so that you receive the $10 incentive credit in your Personify. Thank you again for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you at the next webinar.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Appreciate
Thank
all your
you.
help.
So much. You.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Always informational. So thanks a lot, Amy. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thanks for joining.
Okay, thank you, Amy.
You're welcome. Thank
See
you.
you soon. Okay, bye.